Today's topic is one of essentially, are you feeding the needy or the greedy? There is an old Indian saying, and the young man says to his grandfather, "Grandfather, what is the essence of life?" And he says to his grandson, "It's very simple, son, my son. Inside of us all are two wolves that are fighting, a good wolf and a bad wolf." He says, "Grandfather, which one will live?" He said, "The one you feed." Within all of us is a part that is needy for love, for security, to have a relationship with God. And then there are things that are just greedy. You want extra furs, trips, pleasures of the flesh. Let me tell you something. Like in life, there's seasons. When you're 20 years old, you're supposed to enjoy life. 30 years old, you're working harder. By 40, you have a family. You are trying to make ends meet for your family. And by 50, you're making memories. At some point in time, you have to ask yourself, where am I? What is the purpose of my life at this point? And it's got to be simple. If you're over 40, let me just tell you, you see this book? You're almost at the end of this book, okay? So every word in here, every line has to be purposeful and intentional. What do I mean by that? If you're not growing, you need to let those people go out of your life. Not that they're bad, but you need to be getting better. If you're doing the same thing that you did at 40 and you 50, there's something wrong with that. If you're looking for just to drink and to hang out and to be in the street and to go on the party and traveling and you're looking for the things of the world, then you're not growing. That's something that young people do. By our age, when you're over 50, you need to say, what is really the essence and the purpose of life? Am I feeding the needy or am I feeding the greedy? Am I feeding my spirit? Am I feeding or am I feeding my flesh? You have to start focusing on what's important. Happiness, peace. And what you have to start doing is saying, I'm not going to be where I was last year. I've got to be able to give more. I think the worst thing about dying has to be to look back over your life and to say, did I emphasize the things that were important? Or did I waste time on chasing things that had no meaning? The things that are important in life are being able to give, to being able to share ideas, philosophies, beliefs, so that they learn to continue on. You diamonds, you this or that, you give it away, it's gone. Ain't nobody even know. But what we have to be able to do is we have to be able to continue to live, to be able to be more selective. If you're 50 and you got the same needs to have clothes and to have jewelry and to have drink that you did when you're 30, you're not growing. At some point in time, you have to concentrate on the things that are important. Peace, happiness, good relationships with God, with man. You got to be able to do that. Because in the end of the day, you were placed here for a purpose. You got to find your purpose. And your purpose ain't to be, as Summer said, be out drinking and hanging with your boys and girls. It's bigger than that. We got to find our purpose in life. And ultimately, we have to start feeding the needy, the part of us, our spirit, the one that we don't take time for. We got to start getting our bodies in shape. We got to stop focusing on things and focus on what really matters. And that's the relationships. That's what we leave behind, the time that we take and share with other people. There's just a spoken word, something that's passed on, so that our legacy is not in vain. Remember, are you feeding the needy or are you feeding the greedy? Be blessed and have a great evening.